And we're live. Live from the Tree of Life. As named by Muffin, this is a nice show, the All Good Tour. Hey to Jazzy, Brother Beauty Doracles here, Bodybuilder Tubi Stongneck, Banjo Fox, G.D. Bell, Ratty Truger, Kid Vet, Pierre Rozecki, Nasty Bacon Man's here, Wasteless 4800. Welcome everyone. If I did not say your name, I just don't see that you've written a message yet. Thank you, Ozeki. Thank you, 15-month sub. Thank you. Oh, you're going on vacation, Jazzy. Have awesome time, travels, wherever you're going. This show has never been weather dependent. I've never had to think about it before. I was just checking the weather for tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. There's like the whole northern part of New Mexico, right during our showtime, just during our showtime, it's supposedly gonna have thunderstorms. It's gonna be perfect from now until showtime tomorrow. I'm hoping the weather will change. Hey, Pete. Then I was thinking, how far am I willing to drive, you know? I mean, I figured, I can drive. I was hoping not to need to drive at all. Or just a little bit, But I think, at least as of now, I'd have to drive about, anywhere from like 3 to 4 hours to get to places where the weather forecast does not say that it's going to rain. Hey, I was always going to do a music show today. It's tomorrow that's supposed to be the first outdoor show. So I'm I was really looking forward. I'm trying to decide what to do. Well, hopefully the weather changes. But I did a test this morning, and remember I said I did a test. Just I was just carrying the selfie stick just to see if I was strong enough, to do. I was gonna be tired. And that was fine. But today I wore the full backpack with the 4-pound battery and all the other stuff, and that, I think the backpack would be fine, but the backpack combined with I was working. I was definitely working, but I did a test stream, not to my secret test channel, and it was there were 2 dropouts. I was in a wilderness area, but I was relatively near civilization. And no, there were 3 dropouts. 2 that were very short, like 15 seconds, and then one was about a minute and a half. But then the rest of the time it looked great. I think it's no matter what, there's going to be issues every once in a while. There's no way around it. But in Roswell, New Mexico, it's not supposed to rain tomorrow, but that's a long drive for me. Long drive. I almost was thinking, should I just drive somewhere and I could just I could open up the back of the car and just sit in the car, but that's sort of lame. I don't know if I could even could I sit in it? Beauty says, Roswell, if we find an alien, can we keep it? There's another, I was also thinking, another place I go, but it's also, 3 or 4 hours away, is Truth or Consequences. That's the name of a town, Truth or Consequences, New Mexico. Beauty, you love the town name? You know, I think Beauty, I think it's named after a game show, if I remember. Is that how it got named? Yeah, it was named after a radio show. I don't know what it used to be called. Hey, Booster Boy. So I don't know. Hopefully the weather changes. Otherwise, I'm not sure what I should do. Because I've been hyping up normal stream time tomorrow. I mean, I could do something earlier in the day, but then Ozaki says it used to be Hot Springs, New Mexico. Oh yeah, that's right, Booster Boy. You asked me about it. I don't remember what I said last time, but at least at this moment, I think I have been through there. I have memories of going through there. I don't even know if there's any hikes there. I mean, I'm sure there are somewhere. What did I just approve? Oh no, it's gonna be a weird first song. Wait, you asked, like I said, I can't remember. Maybe I'm just remembering it because you asked me and you put it in my brain. You know, power of suggestion. You know, one thing to do, you know, when memory fails, one thing is just to type it into your old email. You know, just do a search in your email, see if anything pops up. Truth or consequences? Yes, I did. I went to a spa, and it was 9 years ago. 9 years ago, I checked my email. I went to a spa in Truth or Consequences. Well, 9 years ago, I don't blame myself for not remembering. Yeah. A hot spring. It was a hot spring spa, I think. Yeah. That email account, what are we going to do? It's so useful. Now I wish I kept a journal in my email. 9 years ago, I think. Was that not 2012? What day? When was it? The beginning of 2012. Okay, milestones. I have in my email account, I have a couple decades worth of email because I use a Gmail account as my, back end. I don't use a Gmail address, but I first got email in college. And I used that email account for a long time. It was a text-based. Does everyone remember Pine? I loved Pine. Pine was awesome. But Pine, as images became more important in correspondence, Pine just doesn't cut it. But I exported all my emails from Pine into Gmail. So I pretty much have my whole email history. Although I did have other accounts for other purposes, and some of those, I had the bad experience. I didn't realize that Google can't close things if you didn't log in a while. I had an account related to some, I had a connected YouTube account with a lot of videos on it. It's all gone, just gone. Google deleted the Google deleted the Gmail account and the related YouTube account. Gone. Let's see. That's what you get when you don't log in somewhere. Jazzy's 50th sound kit vest, 250th drum fill, and Brother Meteorical's 1600th song. Oh, Fulcrum Tales, thank you so much for the cheer. Fulcrum Tales writes, finally I'm able to watch you live again, and I have brand new headphones. Nice. Thank you. Good to see you. See, if the van idea comes to fruition eventually, it'd be fine, you know, because what I'd do is I could just find some scenic spot and then open up the back of the van and have a tent or something to protect me from the rain, but y'all still be able to see outside. Oh, I hate a duel. He says, I wouldn't mind the rain. I wouldn't mind the rain if I wasn't carrying all that gear in a backpack that's made out of mesh. Very expensive gear. New Mexico, you know, it's the thing. It almost never rains, but when it does, it pours, and it can be very dangerous. I don't quite understand the details about it, but there's flood watches regularly. Anytime it's going to rain, it's basically flood watch. They don't know how much it's going to rain, but they just warn you it could be a flood. I don't remember that happening anywhere else. I don't know if something about the desert or how it's just more risky or something. Does anyone know? Falcon, is there an index of samples? Everything's on Bandcamp. So if you know the name Fulcrum Tales, it's all on Bandcamp. Well, yeah, anything that's on radio on the non-live show is on Bandcamp, and it's also on YouTube. So if you know the name, you should be able to find it that way. But I don't actually have a list printed out anywhere. But yeah, I would just search Bandcamp and YouTube. YouTube might be the easiest way to find it, and then you can go to Bandcamp if you wanted to download this song itself. Falcon Tales says, I don't know them, so I'll listen to them all. There's over 5,000 songs. So it's over 1,000 hours of music, I think. So you're set for life in terms of things to listen to, I think. It's like a needle in a haystack. I mean, if you remember, I don't have a good memory of stuff, but if you remember, if there's a lyric, I can sometimes search for it. Because sometimes I take lyrics from chat. So if it's something I got from chat, I might be able to find it. If it's just something I improvise, then we're out of luck. Unless someone in chat, I mean, some people in chat really know the archive pretty well and can tell you, but I do not. You know, we're doing 8-note drums. 8 notes, just too chaotic. 16 notes at 200 beats a minute. Well, the drum generator beats. I could make a beat from scratch so it wouldn't be chaotic and have 16 notes, but the drum generator, just a bit much. Oh yeah, if you remember an instrument, that's another thing I can search for, because I'm pretty good at records of which instruments on which songs. Okay, here's Badger Fox says, I mean, for my future Eurorack, there's no such thing as too chaotic. Here's Kid Vet. Oh, thanks, Tezio. Thank you. He says promote the YouTube. I'm gonna have, it's fun. I'm gonna have all these YouTube channels that have like 15 videos, and then I burn out, you know. Except for the archive channel. The archive channel has an insane number of videos, but pretty soon I'm gonna have another. I'm probably gonna have 3 more YouTube channels soon. This is how it's ultimately going to be. There's going to be an archive for stories, an archive for songs, and then a curated thing for songs, which is where the one Tezio is referring is on, a curated one for stories, and then my channel that's for my outdoor variety show thing, whatever that crazy thing is going to be. That's the one I'm most optimistic about. Because I've done no work on it. I'm always most optimistic at the beginning. Okay, here's Give It. Now we got our beat there. And then we have Tiny Fractures from Rosecki. You're subbed on YouTube? Awesome. Yeah, there's, like I said, Fogum, there's a bunch of different YouTube channels. Well, there's just 2 right now. There's the archive channel that has everything that I've put up there. And then there's a channel that has just like 20 videos on it or something that's more, I do just some cover songs and stuff like that. Which I owe a bunch of videos. I owe a bunch of covers that I wake up at night in a cold sweat thinking about it, that I haven't done them yet. Okay, got our beats, but I'm thinking a lot. You know how could I do the YouTube thing in a way that feels genuine to me, that I won't get burnt out on, that I'll sincerely enjoy it. It won't be that I'm doing it just to help this show. There has to be a secret. There has to be some way I can figure out how to do it and not hate it. Okay, sounds. Brother Media with Phase Chopper. I did find one travel thing that I sort of enjoyed. It's this guy, it's like SUV Ring or something. I mean, I don't know that I would watch that many, but he just has a chill vibe. It's not like a YouTuber vibe. And he just goes around the country to cool places to hike and camp. And he just sort of wanders around. But he's just got a nice vibe. Sort of just relaxed. And I find some of the YouTube vibes a little, just a little aggressive, which maybe, I don't know, were those creative moment videos? Was that sort of that was sort of YouTube style a little bit, was it? I mean, I think I cut them I don't know. But oh, awesome, Fulcrum Tales. That's okay. Phase Chopper, and then we got String Sustain from Muti. And then from GD Bill, Mellow Brass. Ozeki Monster Melodies. Wait, no, Retro Gamer. From Rowdy Rowdy. Monster Melodies from Ozeki. Oops. And Jazzy Doug Dallas Multipass. Okay, I'll pick which sound starts the improv. Yeah, I think what could make the YouTube, I think I've said this before, but I think the things that would help me enjoy it more is if I involved our community a lot in the brainstorming of what I'm going to be doing. And I think we were talking about this, if I'm looking at it as more of a variety show, meaning I can do different things every week, but it still has an overarching concept. So it doesn't feel like random videos, it's just randomness within something, you know? Then I think maybe I won't get bored and stressed from... Brother Musa, should we have a safe word? If you need to go off air, you'd be like, Methuselah, Methuselah. Why would I need to go off air? You mean if like I'm being held up by robbers, by bandits? I'm out in the desert and these masked bandits show up on camels and elephants. I don't know why camels and elephants, but that seems like that'd be a pretty cool story. I was robbed by bandits riding camels and elephants in New Mexico. He says, what about street art? Lots of street art. You mean to go visit? Check it out. Yeah, I think if I'm doing the recorded videos, I would probably, that way I wouldn't be worried about filming people that don't want to be filmed. You know, it could be very, very targeted. So yeah, I think the kind of places I visit would be a lot wider than just doing outdoorsy stuff. But I think, I don't know that, I think I'm going to need some sort of story or something to keep me engaged so that it's not just me going somewhere random. So lots of integration of different, you know, also, I don't know. Still, it's very vague in my head. But I've wanted, you know, I think I've talked about it before. I aspire someday to be a good interviewer. I'm not a good interviewer at all, but I would like to be. I think that would make me. I would like to grow in that way. To be a good interviewer, I think that's a really valuable skill. So it would be fun to integrate just little interviews with random people but not about the sort of normal, boring things that people interview about, but like weird questions, but with random people. Because I feel like weird questions with random people could get really interesting and unique responses. I mean, mundane questions can often bring out really interesting things too. Just asking someone where they're from they might be from the moon, right? And if you didn't ask that, you'd have no idea that there's an alien walking amongst us from the moon. But I'm more interested in the questions people don't ask very often. He says a lot of videos are just chopped up streams. Those are good because they're organic. Work out a timestamp system to check and trigger. Chopped up streams. Oh, you mean, I see what you mean. Yeah, from the live stream. So yeah, I really want it to be a feeder for this show. So the more I can create intrigue, of just little segments of the thing that it's like my community was involved in this in some way, or this is from the live show that I did while I was in this interesting area, and show an excerpt. Yeah. So because I don't have anything inherent, I think I'm not that young, So, I'm on an older demographic in terms of YouTube. So, I don't have a lifestyle that's romantic. It's not Instagram romantic, right? I'm not, I'm sort of a mess. So I need to just go full throttle into that mess that's me, and the chaos of it and the quirkiness of what interests me, that I have a silly robot, but then I also like, really emotional, meaningful, compelling things in life, stories and music, right? I want to be able to do all those things. I think that's my best chance of having the stamina to the YouTube. I think YouTube life is way more difficult than Twitch streaming life. Because streaming, you just have to show up, really. And then things happen whether you want it to or not. But making produced YouTube videos that's very different and very difficult mentally. This is going to be practice interview on Tubi. Oh, Badger says practice interview people here. I do. It's something I do enjoy. I do ask chat questions every once in a while. At one point, I did it a lot more than I have been recently, but it's always fun. And I would like to do a lot more stuff like that. I have to be careful in the music show. I already talk so much, so it's hard for me to feel like it's a good idea to experiment on certain kinds of interactive stuff in the music show, because I know there's already frustration for some people, for good reason, that there's too much talking and not enough music. So that's one of the reasons that the hiking streams I'm excited for, because it'll allow me to experiment on some other stuff. Sorry, I just realized I might be up against the hour and I'm okay. Pieces, I always ask a question people don't ask, but it's not always appreciated. Falcom tells us, as a journalist that never really worked as such, the interview genre is one of the most hard ones because it depends a lot on the interviewed one. Yeah. Well, I think when you're able to put somebody at ease, and you really listen to them, it encourages interesting things to happen, right? But it takes time. It's not, when most people, the only interviews they're going to see in their life are on late night TV, where it's like, there's a publicist and the interview's basically planned. There's like a few anecdotes that they plan to talk about. It's 5 minutes at most, 10 minutes. And so there's no time to really have any real moments. They can be entertaining, obviously, definitely, but you need more time often. You need 15, at least 15, 20 minutes to just break the ice, get comfortable, or much longer, hour-long interview. So it'd be fun to be able to have the time to be able to do that, but then just take it and condense it down to sort of a very compelling 5 minutes or something, 10 minutes. Oh, and hey to Mo, and Fuego's word is here. You did a perfect Fulcrum Tales. That's a good, yeah. Brother says, looking forward to what you come up with. I've never seen any kid in the wild. It was pretty hot when I was walking this morning. It was I don't know, it's probably 80 or 85, which normally would be fine, but you're wearing a backpack, and I didn't really think about this, but when you're wearing a backpack, you sweat a lot more, because I don't know what it is. Well, I guess there's no ventilation, right? Because there's the straps of the backpack are right against you, and the whole. So, yeah, you're gonna see what happens to a human being when they're hot, expressed visually on my clothing. Let's end this poll. I might have to bring multiple shirts. Okay, let's see. An anonymous gifter. What? Thank you so much, Anonymous. Thank you. Anonymous gifter gifted a sub to Fulcrum Tales. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Anonymous. Okay. 200 beats a minute. What sounds do I have? I've got 2 clap sounds. Okay. I wonder if there's some sort of covered thing I could walk under if it's raining. I wonder if there's somewhere in northern New Mexico that has several miles of outdoors, just a roof. I mean, it's unlikely, but who knows? Or I could take a gamble and just have an umbrella, but when it rains, it really rains. Or maybe I could have an umbrella that goes down 360, Just, do they make those that go all the way down? That might work. What a ridiculous sight. I mean, holding a selfie stick looks idiotic to begin with. And then to have a plastic bubble around me. Oh, thanks, Fulcrum Tales. Fulcrum Tales did a sub bomb. Thank you so much. I'll gift it to Nasty Nate. Thank you. Okay, here we go. 200 beats a minute. Time to accelerate. You see those little roots burrow in the ground and burst out like heartbeats beating sound. There's a sound that no one makes, a sound that keeps breaking, like the sky that opens up in rain. There's little roots that burrow in the ground and burst out like heartbeats beating sounds. On the horizon, you see those eyes. On the horizon, you see those fires. On the horizon, the telephone wires, electricity turning through, burrowing through, on their way, all the way to you.
Hi, if this is your first time watching and you came in during the music, welcome. I'm the Etc. Kid. What you just heard was a live musical improvisation, meaning I was making up the music from scratch as I went along, but I got a ton of help from you guys in chat. You guys chose all the sounds I was using, the speed of the music. I turned your names into drum rhythms that powered the song. So if you want to get involved, the easiest way to do that right away is type !drums in chat for a chance to be a drum rhythm on one of the upcoming songs. But that's only the beginning. There are many different ways to participate and share your creativity. You don't need any musical background. You get to help name all the songs we create on the show. You can help write the script of our channel's bot. We do fun community things on our Discord. So we got a lot going on. It might seem a little overwhelming at first, but if you stick around, you will figure it out super fast. So welcome to the Etcetterati.
So it took me a while, but I've finally jumped on the social media bandwagon. You'll find me on some new up-and-coming platforms like Friendster and MySpace. I just created a new Vine account. I post highlights from the show on there, old songs, poetry recitations, behind-the-scene photos, content like this.
Gotta lay down my burden. Gotta lay it down by the river, down by the riverside. Gotta lay down my sword and shield. Gotta lay it down by the river, down by the riverside. I ain't gonna study war no more. I'm done fighting you.
Thanks. Oops. Thanks for those calps. Titles: Ozeki Avian Thunder, Pierre Half the Speed, Fulcrum Tales, Defibrillation Satisfaction, and Beauty the Light That Faded. I also use some titles as lyric inspiration, and like with titles and all the other requests, if I use your title as a lyric inspiration, you'll get credit on Bandcamp and YouTube. But from Banjo Fox, I was inspired by Little Root, Heartbeats. From Brother Meteorical, The Sound That Nobody Made. And from Wasteless 4800, I took Horizons from Majestic Horizons. Fear, this is because you're faking 200. I think you're just messing with me, right? We've been through this before, Pierre. It's still 200 beats a minute. I'm gonna get harassed every time I do that. Look, Firewood. Hey, look, Firewood. It's been a while. What's happening? It's really good to see you. How's life? Last time I remember you were building a studio, right? Am I remembering that right? I'm pretty good, Luke Firewood. I'm pretty good. See, 16 notes and 8 notes just means, for anyone who's, I think most chat already knows this, but if you don't know, 16 notes and 8 notes are refer to the subdivision of a beat. So you can subdivide it in different ways. But at least as me as a musician, as I'm doing 200 BPM, I have a click track going at 200 beats per minute in my head, going ch-ch-ch. And you'll see my head is most of the time going like that. When I'm at 100 BPM, I'm not bouncing my head at 200 BPM. So I know everyone's just messing with me, but for anyone who's wondering, it's legit. It's legit. Yeah, Firewood, I'm planning on doing outdoor shows. Yeah. Hopefully tomorrow. Tomorrow's supposed to be the first one, but it's gonna rain. Yeah, you're in Europe, right? Aren't you in Europe? It's real late for you. Am I remember that? You're in Northern Europe? But it's gonna be, I'm gonna start now with hiking streams, but my goal is to have the ability to do this show, the music show outside. And maybe even Sweden, that's right, Sweden. And maybe get a van, travel around the country. Pierre says, without the instruments, or just lead out. It'd be a very reduced setup in terms of instruments, Pierre. Yeah. I'm going to leave Otto at home. No, I think it'd be, I mean, I could definitely, I could bring the flute. I mean, in the van, so the idea is to have 4 different setups that are possible. One setup would be where I open up the back doors of the van and my keyboard's right there, so that the camera's, so that even though everything's in the van and protected, you can see everything behind me outside. That's one setup. Another setup is if it's raining, I'm inside the van, and this time the camera is pointing at the windshield, so the windshield's behind me, so you'd still be able to see stuff through the windshield. Maybe not that interesting, but what's through the windshield? But and then the other setup would be to have I'd have one of these carts, because these carts they really, they break down real easy. And then I could do something, let's say I park the vehicle, but I move 50 to 100 feet away from the vehicle to somewhere a little more scenic. And then the fourth option is having an insanely heavy backpack where I can hike somewhere and do the show. So from each of those different situations, I could have different amounts of gear. So in the van, I would probably only bring the sax, the flute, the trumpet, and the melodica, and a keyboard. I'm leaving the baritone, probably leaving the trombone, leaving all the little stuff. Bring the kazoo. I would love to bring the Rhodes in the van. I love the Rhodes so much, but that's probably not a good idea. Jazz says, don't forget the vuvuzela. I would not miss the vuvuzela at all. I won't miss it at all. It's fun to have all this stuff when I'm in a fixed space, but if I'm being honest, I would not miss it at all. The harmonica, if I could play it. But the thing is, if I'm in a little tiny van, I'm going to want to be as minimalist as possible. Everything has to have a serious purpose. Yeah, this is the vuvuzela right here. Fireworks' mobile show, go straight away. EU tour. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if I could just take a ferry. Could I take a ferry across the ocean? That would be awesome to travel around Europe. I would love that. But we're sort of doing baby steps. This first step is just to see what it's like with the internet situation. I'm using, I got the. I mean, it's gonna bankrupt me, but I got what the professional IRL streamers use. It's extraordinarily expensive. Because that's the first, that's the real kidding. Because with streaming, you got to have a schedule. You got to show up at the time you say you're going to be there. So I need to know that I have relative confidence that I'll be able to stream. I mean, I'll definitely have to I can't just go anywhere. I need to be at least relatively near cell phone towers. But, so yeah, the first test is just to do some hiking streams to get an idea of what that's like. He says, what if you recite poetry? Call them haikus. I'll definitely do some poetry in the thing I'm thinking about YouTube. That was one of the things I want to do. So basically for the YouTube stuff, I want to do everything I've ever done, all the different things I've done in related to this, but it'd be sort of more of a variety. I'm imagining sort of 10 to 15 to 20 minute video where it's hopefully there's some sort of narrative, overarching narrative about wherever I am in the world and what I'm doing. But then interspersed, we'll do things like I'll do an uncover, just out on a mountain or something. I'll play a song, and it'll be just excerpts. Because I know here's the reality of YouTube is that full songs are basically it just doesn't work. Nobody listens to a full song. It's a waste of time to put a full song on YouTube unless you're, even if you're Beyonce, most people aren't going to watch the full music video, So I think it's going to work. I think it's going to be a much better introduction to what I do if it's just little snippets of stuff that's built into something much bigger, But I was thinking we'll do things, maybe there'll be a question of the day. We'll have the badly translated game show. We'll incorporate that where Tubi asks a question. There's, so lots of little things to keep it interesting. So it's, maybe I'll read some poetry. We'll have creative moments where I'll, be 2 minutes and I'll talk about some creative topic that I'm thinking about. Things that involve chat. So it's just constantly, but just regularly throughout the video, there's a new experience, a different thing. But I don't think I want to do the YouTuber style pacing that's just so fast and frenetic, I want it to be, maybe moments that are like that, but overall I want it to be a more, chill. Brother he says, you've been bankrupt before. Yeah, I've been in pretty bad situations in my life a number of times. But it doesn't get easier. Well, it does, I guess. I've gotten out of bad situations on several occasions, so I think it's a little easier. I feel like I know I can probably get out of a bad situation, but I'm still sort of in a bad situation. I'm still in a bad situation. I still haven't really gotten out of my last bad situation. Jazz says, I doubt there are passenger ships that go from the U.S. to Europe. Yeah, at least right now with the pandemic. No, but I want to transport my truck, whatever I have. Media watches beyond. I do. I know. Obviously some people do, and probably most people who watch this show do watch full songs. But I know even the stuff that I posted on like the Led Zeppelin video was mentioned that I did, the cover. I don't remember my what there was, but it's fewer than 50% of people watched that whole thing. Because I think part of it is that, on YouTube, people are, for the most part, they're looking for connection. And unless they, I think people who know who I am are more interested in the music on YouTube. But in terms of just a stranger trying to just, discovering what I do, I think my speaking and my personality, not that it's any good, but I think that's actually a better bridge to this, what we do here, than the music is. In part because just, improv is just not, it's not something that is immediately accessible. Let's see, some other titles. Jazzy, yeah. Jazzy doesn't skip. I don't skip. I'm glad, Jazzy. I'm glad you enjoy. That's really nice to hear. Thank you. Pete says, as an American, it's extremely easy to get a visa in NL. That's Netherlands, right? Falgrim says, I know you because of a Spanish streamer that literally told us, now we're going to rate a very weird music channel, but it sounds great. Yeah, I know. It's like, oh, I've made my life so difficult. Why have I made my life so difficult? Some other titles. Nasty Bacon Man with Giant Walk in the Park. Pierre, Outback, Outback. I like that one. Outback, Outback. Fuego Sword with Verizon. Pete Mouse with Bouncy Beats. Brother Meteorical, Devil Devil Flute. Jazzy, Tales from the Creek. Pierre, Notorious BPM. Let's see, that's good. Pieces is called the Dutch-American Friendship Treaty. Is it pretty easy, Brother Muty, if I don't speak any Dutch? Is it pretty easy to get it to survive? If all I've got is my sloppy English? I guess in general in Europe it's pretty easy, right? Pete, in Germany, is it pretty easy to if you only speak English? Muty says everyone speaks English. I mean, I feel ashamed. I feel so ashamed about it. I would have to learn at least a little bit. Pieces just don't go into the countryside. Okay, let's see. Pierre with half the speed. Half the speed. Thanks, Pierre. You know how different people have different kinds of energy? So my kind of energy is I feel it's easiest for me when I have I like front loading my energy. Meaning if I have an idea, I want to work 16 hours a day on it. I want to get everything I have up front because I know eventually there's going to be a day I wake up and I'm saying, it's time to move on to the next thing, right? So I don't like doing something where I'm going to do like 3 hours a day for 5 years. That's not going to work. I need to be able to just throw every ounce of energy I have into it. So with that in mind, part of me wonders if I do the YouTube thing, is my best chance at it working if I try to do daily videos. Knowing that eventually that's going to be impossible. But is it more likely that I'll build some momentum than if I try to do, twice a week or once a week and then get discouraged? But that's, daily videos is pretty insane. I mean, I'm definitely not going to be doing 20-minute daily videos. That would be impossible. Well, at least if there's any quality. Brother Muty's 1,450th drum fill. I mean, even 2 videos a week is pretty intense. That's probably what I should go for. That's probably the nice medium. 2 videos a week. If they're like 10 to 15 minute videos, 20-minute videos. Jazzy knows a fair amount of German, though not fluent. I tried learning Dutch, but I had to slim down the number of language I was trying to learn at the same time. Yeah, congrats again to Pierre naming the track. Pieces, and most people say they're bad at English, but they're just fine, just weird expectations. In my experience, people who speak English as a second language tend to have much better grammar than Americans. It's funny when Americans get all self-righteous about people being here and not speaking English, you know, when Americans can barely speak their own language. Okay. Fulcrum, yeah, I was a year ago, almost exactly a year ago, I had started doing exactly what you're talking about. And I did a few tracks on YouTube. I did covers where chat shows some of the sounds, or maybe all the sounds. And I enjoyed aspects of it. I enjoyed aspects of doing that. I think what I realized was I knew I didn't have the stamina to do enough for it to actually really help the channel. I knew that for it to work, I'd have to be doing at least 1 or 2 every single week, and I knew I just didn't have that in me. But like I said, I owe chat, I think 4 songs I still have to do, 4 or 5 songs. Which I will enjoy doing it when I have time, but the reason I stopped is I was still in a very precarious, the show is in a very precarious position, and I just need to dedicate my time to stuff that's going to help us, or hopefully help. Let's see. But Fulcrum, like I said, I might do more of that. Again, I think this idea of rather than trying to just do one thing, but having a show on YouTube where I can do anything. So I might do that again and incorporate it into the show itself, Let's see, let's make oh wait, did our drums not load? Let's do our beats. Our drum kit is the symbolic Yellowhammer Juggernaut. Okay, first beat. Nasty Nate, Nasty Bacon Man is here. Here it is. There's our our first beat, and then chicken nuggets from Jazzy. We got our beats. Let's check out these sounds. First up, neither poor nor innocent. Jazzy, screw this, I'm over here. And then Jazzy with jazz organ. Brother Meaty Irish Bouzouki. And then music of the Happy Goats. Ozeki No Res SQ. Okay, y'all pick which sound starts the improv. Be nice if weather was more reliable, you know? Because it's very possible that it will end up not thunderstorming at all tomorrow. I could just take a gamble. I might just take a gamble. That's what I do, right? I do stupid things. I might just take a gamble. I've been planning this for too long. I might just have to do it. And bring an umbrella and lots of plastic bags to cover up the gear if it starts raining. You know what I could do? One of the place I was thinking was going is it's an in and out kind of hike, you know? So I was thinking I'd walk for 2 hours and walk back for 2 hours. What I could do, just to be safe, is I could just pick like a 5-minute stretch and just walk back and forth so that I'm close to a vehicle in case it starts pouring, you know? So I'm not stuck in the middle of nowhere in the desert with floodwaters rising around me. That might go viral. Streamer swept away into the desert, riding atop of a cactus. Peas is just a garbage bag or two will do usually, yeah. I mean, I could just cut a hole in the garbage bag and it's, then it's a poncho and it's gonna protect the gear in the backpack. I think I should just go for it, right? Streamer struck by lightning. Well, we'll see. Hopefully the weather changes and then it's not gonna, and there's no risk in the first place. Okay. You use this worst case scenario, you get superpowers, streamer man. I wonder if my insurance covers I mean, not my health insurance. See, I'm never worried about myself really. I'm worried about the gear. It'd be so expensive to replace it. I wonder, I have insurance on stuff, but I don't know if it covers lightning. I mean, worst case scenario, I sit in the car and I stream, which is, you know, it's never happened to the show before, so it's still a new thing. I think I should just do it no matter what tomorrow. I think I'm gonna do it no matter what. Okay, let's end this boat. Break this tie, jazz organ. Okay. Here we go. It is time. Time to accelerate.
drifting like a boat in the sea. I see that the wind is gonna push you far away from me. I see that you're drifting like a boat on the sea. I call out your name to ask why you leave. Yeah, anchors away. I wonder, should I keep the faith that you will find your way back here? Goodbye, my dear, those navigate the stars. Whether you're near or find yourself so far from me. There's a slow groove, it ripples just like the way you move. Traveling like water, disruptive, not smooth.
Hey, I'm the Etc. Kid, and I'm walking with a selfie stick looking like a fool, hoping I don't trip. Also, I can tell all the new folks in chat, first off, welcome. This show can seem a little complicated at first, but if you stick around, you'll figure it out really fast. The easiest way to get involved right away is to type !drums in chat, and then I'll turn you into a rhythm on one of our upcoming songs. And there's many other things you can request. You can help name the songs we create on this show. You can help write the script of our channel's bot. We do fun community things on Discord. So there's so many ways to participate. Welcome. Welcome to the Etc. Okay, outtake. Welcome to the Etceterati. There we go.
I'm not only on the Twitch, I'm also on the Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, the YouTube, the Discord. Follow me there for more content like this.
Telepathic batteries, telepathic batteries, true believers, thoughts broken, true believers, thoughts broken. Yeah, on a night.
Thank you for those counts. Titles. Let's see. Muty, Mumble Your Language, Jazzy, Au revoir. Sorry for my pronunciation. Ozeki Undercurrents. I used a bunch of titles as lyric inspiration. Jazzy with Drifting and Brother Meteorical, Navigate the Stars. Ozeki, Anchors Away. And also Jazzy with Slow Groove. Some other titles, let's see. Jazzy, Synesthesia, I Hear Purple. Brother Meteorical, Magic Carpet Diem. Oh, and Staffy Agent Man became Blackjack Staffy. Tubi wants to be known as Mr. Plow. Oh, Flute, thank you, Ozeki. Yeah, I forgot. Thank you. Why is it not? Oops. What? Oh, it's songs. Flute. Yeah, I'm doing a show no matter what tomorrow. I may have to do it from inside of a car, but I'm going to do a show tomorrow. Thank you, Jazzy. Whose voice is with normal time? Yeah, we'll do it normal time. And just everybody hope that it doesn't rain or lightning. He says, question about the phase system. Do you use it to pick songs for radio and stuff? Because I assume that, and I know assuming is bad. I do. So both the song that I do before the pre-show song, and radio, is influenced by favorites. So it's not actually by the number of favorites, because obviously, if there's 80 people here, you're going to have more favorites than if there's 20 people. It's coded. I don't pick the songs. It's so what every song is assigned a weighted ratio of favorites to viewers. The pre-show song Jazzy I pick based on the time. I don't know what the song is. It's just it gives me songs that I haven't used on the pre-show, and it gives me ones that I think are long enough for how long it's going to take me to be ready. But I don't know what the song is. I don't listen to it beforehand. I don't know. But yeah, every song has a ratio. So basically, what it does is it figures out how many people are on the track, right? How many people made requests and submitted titles. And then what percentage of those people favorited the song. So that way, if there's only 5 people, right, who actually have requests and titles, and there's 4 favorites, that's going to be considered more favorited than a track that has 20 people here and 6 favorites, or even 8 favorites. It's not a perfect system, but it's a way to try to account for the fact that we have different number of people here for different shows, sometimes dramatically different numbers of people. Oh, the manual thing is responding to Falcrum? Oh, okay. Oh, I pick the titles. Yes, I do pick titles. And the way that works is Tubi sorts them by how long it's been since someone's gotten a title. So I see everyone. I don't look at usernames. I'm looking at titles. But like, let's say it's been, a day, 2 days since Jazzy got a title on the board. So Jazzy's titles will be up top, assuming there's nobody in chat who's been longer. And all Jazzy's titles are together. As soon as I click on one of Jazzy's titles, they disappear and I go on, But I'm still picking titles. Just because someone's up top doesn't guarantee I'm going to pick their title. It just makes it more likely, because as soon as I see a title, I click on it. So it's a way to make it more likely that people who haven't gotten a title in a while will get it. But I'm still looking for titles that I think fit the song. So you're not guaranteed, but it makes it more likely. Does that make sense? Let's end this bow. Because my goal in general is to, I want to maximize participation. I want to get as many people involved as possible, and but I still want titles that I feel fit. So if somebody does a really ridiculous meme title, and it just doesn't fit the song at all, I'm not going to put it on the board, even if they've never had a title. It just it still needs to at least somewhat fit. Feel like it could work. And Muty has named it Mumble Your Language. He says we will never do that. Yeah, it never happens, but if it were to happen. Thanks, Muty. Mumble Your Language. Muty tries on his list. But sometimes I do put meme titles up. It just depends on the song, right? It really depends. Depends on the vibe. Because you have to keep in mind that when this goes up on Bandcamp or YouTube, on first glance, the average, they don't know. They're not going to know the way these songs were generated. So if I have this improv that's this nice mellow ballad, just really, and I sing lyrics and it's emotional, but then the title is, Edgelord rides a hippopotamus directly into the sun on acid or something. It just doesn't fit. I mean, I don't know. Now that I said it, maybe it does fit. First request ever. Awesome. We're going to give Falcon Tales a drum fill and a drum loop. And Ozeki's 10th drum kit. Let's see. I definitely am I'm in a very uncomfortable quandary right now. Like I was saying earlier, my preference is to have one thing that I'm just really intense about, one project. But right now I have two things. I've got Project X, and then I have this outdoor stuff. And I feel like I'm, what's that, medieval torture? Where they tie your arms and legs to different horses, and then they send the horses in different directions. That's what I feel like a bit. Thank you, Ozeki. Drawn and quartered, yeah. So, because I know my Project X is not gonna, it's not gonna be this. It's not gonna sort of, as important it is, and as much as I think many of you will be happy about it, it's not gonna magically, turn things around for us. So that's why maybe these other ideas will have more of an impact. So my instinct anytime I do something is to just start streaming 7 days a week, and on the days I'm not doing music shows, do 8-hour streams outside, But then that obviously that's going to really hurt Project X. So I'm not sure what to do. Okay, let's see, beats. It could be jazzy. It could be the nature of what you requested yesterday. So theoretically, the way Tubi does request could certainly be more sophisticated. But Tubi does have rules of how many times it can use different categories of sounds to prevent a situation where we get 6 pads or something all on one track. I'll show y'all so you know what it is, how it works. So it's possible that it had already filled too many of the sounds, the kinds of sounds that you requested, or it could be just a bug. That's probably more likely. So, wait, I should do it on this screen. Oops. So this is so I very rarely ever change these. I just use the default unless we have lounge or orchestral or something, but basically for every sound category, just by default, there's a limit of 2, except for harp sounds and rhythmic sounds and textures. and I haven't changed this in years. But that just it just prevents. I mean, I could make it more sophisticated because it could theoretically, we could have a thing where there's 2 acoustic basses, 2 electric, and 2 synth basses. I don't think that's ever happened, but yeah, this helps control. It just makes it more likely I'll have a varied sound palette to work with. Our drum kit is a Latin kit. And first up, we got a boop, beep, boop, beep. Those snare drums. Oh, Jazzy won the raffle, yeah. There's boop, beep, boop, beep. And then Fulcrum Tales, first ever drum loop. Fulcrum says, that sounds sick. You do. Sweet, sweet beat. Okay, sounds Jazzy with Kyoto. There's our stats. And then pinch harmonics from Jazzy. Dual with Japanese koto. Morph from Dual. Ozeki Violet's extreme cousin. And then Jazzy, deep electric bass pattern. I think it has does it have a lick built into it? He says, I can hear compression so much better now, mainly on drums. I can tell when drums are glued together better. In the beginning, I used compression so bad it would knock the enamel off your teeth with snares. 9 decibels in snares, even with headroom. fool that I am. I'm not very advanced at compression myself. In terms of, I'll use compression when I do produce stuff, but on the improv, I almost never use compression. Almost never. Now, many of the drum kits essentially are compressed already. But yeah, I find most modern rock music unlistenable because of the way the drums sound. Those same bands, I would love to hear them live, right? But on record, the drums to me sound just atrocious because they've been so compressed. I think it's just acoustic kits when they're compressed heavily. I don't like how it sounds. I think electric kits. So in dance music and stuff, I don't mind compression as much. But I don't know what it is. Y'all hear these hard rock and metal albums and stuff, and the drums sound like toys. They just sound silly. Pete says bye-bye dynamics. Yeah, I think it's to me, what part of what makes rock music is a bit of instability, right? It's this rawness, this sort of a little chaos, and the drums are a huge part of that. And when you take drums that take up this much space and then you squeeze them into this tiny little place, even if they're really loud, it loses something. But dance music's a different thing. Most dance music is very much about getting to a very solid place. It's not as dance music now. Electronic. I'm not talking electronic music. I'm talking very much about dance music. Dance music is about consistency and so compressed drums. I don't like a massive kick drum that's always exactly the same volume. I don't mind that. That's sort of part of the sound. And I like it when you have you combine those two ideas and you have electric guitars and electric bass and rock vocal type stuff, and then dance drums that are electric. I think that can be a really cool sound. But when a drummer is playing just normal rock drums, but they're compressed to an insane degree, and they're doing tom fill, toms especially. I think when toms are heavily compressed, I hate how they sound. I don't mind kick, snare, and hat compression as much, but when toms, can't stand it. Enough of me spewing my opinions, my meaningless opinions. Totally subjective. What I just said is totally subjective. Okay, I'm not standing on my soapbox saying that. It's just my subjective interpretation of it. Malcolm says, it's curious because I've been listening to music all my life, but I've never asked myself why it sounds the way it does. I'm sort of, I'm of the school, Fulcrum, that you don't really need to. If you want to, you can, but, I'm not a lot of musicians come from a very theoretical and technical way of understanding music. And although I have a fair amount of technical and theoretical background, that's not why I play music at all. It's not why I love music. It's not how I really try to understand music. To me, they're just tools. And it can be interesting, but I don't think it's necessary at all to make music or enjoy music. It's just, some people enjoy it, and that's great if they do, but some people don't, and they can still make wonderful music, and they can still love music without understanding, because to me, the thing that makes music, that really is why music is such a powerful force in our world, is ultimately unknowable. You know, we can take a song that people love, and we can break it down and explain exactly the technical things that went into it, the theoretical things that go into it. But we don't have a formula. We can't take what we've learned and make a song that is as powerful just because we understand those things. There's this part of it that is just unknowable, and that's why I love it. It's the magic of it. It's the emotion. It's our humanity, and that's why we have music that. There's music that is extraordinarily technical, like, you know, jazz or classical music that can be, you know, that's incredible. But then we have music where it's just somebody playing folk guitar and they only know 3 chords, and all they can do is strum, and their voice cracks when they sing. But what they do is incredible also, in a totally different way. Pete says, for me, that's the biggest love-hate relationship everyone making, enjoying music. He says, rest assured, I learned the theory because I'm a geek, but I play the music to inspire me, make with emotion. But I need words before I can build sentences. Well, and you know me, I'm not against it at all. I mean, I have a fair amount of theory, technical experience, you know, obviously. But usually when I speak this way, it's to communicate to people who feel like they can't create unless they do those things. And to me, it's optional. It's going to change what you do, but it's not necessarily going to make what you do better. It might, if, you know, because some people love those elements. Some people love the theoretical side of it, and that's a core of what they do. But there are people that if you don't love that, you can still make amazing music. You don't need to know you don't need to know how to voice a B flat minor 9th chord. You know, you just don't. But, you know, for me, I've never been that interested in theory, but I love practicing instruments, right? I love that. And I could spend the rest of my life just practicing. And I haven't been able to do that, sadly, for the last 5 years, really. But even though, as much as I love it, I don't think that my practicing an instrument makes me better. It just changes what I am going to do. You know, the analogy I like to use is we, as human beings, we have a finite amount of time on this planet. And you could have an extraordinary life just walking and seeing what you see from walking and discovering amazing things. You can also learn to run. And that's a different experience. That's an amazing experience too. And some people say, well, don't you want to do both? Well, we can't do everything in life. And the more things we try to do, it means we're not able to go as deep into each of those things. And so that's a choice people make. Some people want to walk and run, but what that means is they're splitting their time between those two things. Some people are just going to walk, and they'll do amazing things. And some people who learn to run never ever want to walk again because they know how to run. And it's like that in music. You know, most musicians who get extremely advanced technical skills, you're rarely going to hear them play simple music. Very rarely, because they've just developed, they can run, they can sprint, and that's all they want to do because they put so much time into building that ability. And many of them make amazing music with that. Now I'm just rambling. Let's see. Oh, thank you so much, Ozeki. Thank you. Thanks for the. I'm sorry I just saw that. I'm real slow sometimes. But thank you so much. Are you Ozeki still here, right? Yeah. Thank you so much, Ozeki. Thanks for the donation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Pieces. Some people are capable of playing 2 chords and make you into tears in minutes. Yeah. Absolutely. Let's end this poll. And his deep electro bass pattern. I think sometimes when I talk about these things, I might go a bit of an extreme in sort of in one direction, because I feel like the overwhelming sentiment in our world is so far in the other direction. Like with gear, right? There's so much in music. There is so much obsession with gear, and unfortunately, I think that can become this obstacle for people to make music, because they feel like, oh, I need better gear. If only I had this gear, then I would be able to do the music I want to make. I'd be good. And, I know that gear can be an important part of what people do. I mean, there are aspects of this show that I can do only because of gear. I can't loop. I can't just stand here and do looping. I have to have gear to do that. So I understand that gear is necessary to do certain things. But gear is not necessary to make art, to create. I mean, make art with a capital A. I don't mean visual art. I mean art being all sorts of expression. We don't need anything at all to be expressive. We can find just with our body, right? We have, if we're going to do music, we can just use our voice. We can do percussion on our body. If we want to make art and we can't afford materials, we can do ephemeral art. We can literally take a stick and carve things in the ground and learn and develop skills, and I think often when we're faced with those kind of limitations of we have limited access to gear, we have limited experience with expression, but we determined to keep doing it no matter what, you learn an extraordinary amount when you're up against that kind of limitation and adversity in a way. Like that, when you take that kind of perseverance, despite your limitations in life, and still create no matter what, versus somebody, when somebody can get anything they want, they can get any gear they want, or they can afford to take every single music lesson in the world, and that's not an advantage often. That can be its own kind of prison to be in. When you have access to anything you want, that's not necessarily a good way to be creative. Pete says, I also appreciate you for joining that as well, seeing the skills you have. So many people with similar skills are just basically bragging and being arrogant. Okay. Reginald Delaware says, ironically, this examination of obstacles to music making is an obstacle to music making. I know. Anytime I talk, it's getting in the way of the music. Speaking of, it is time to accelerate. I'll be back live in just a moment. My present day self is running around behind me doing some post-song stuff. In the meantime, if this is your first time watching, welcome. I'm ETC Kid, aka the Etc. Kid. The music you just watched was improvised from scratch. But I got a lot of help from chat. Just before the song, they chose the sounds I was using, the speed of the music. I turned people's names into drum rhythms. So there are many ways you can participate. The easiest way to get involved right away is to type !drums for a chance to be a rhythm on an upcoming song. You can also name the songs we create here, help write what our bot Tubi says, and we have fun community projects on our Discord. So we've got a lot going on. It might seem a little overwhelming at first, but if you take a leap of faith, you'll have everything figured out super fast. So welcome. I look forward to meeting you in chat. Apparently I'm on social media. If you follow me there, you'll find highlights from the show, stripped down arrangements of old songs, poetry recitations, behind the scenes photos, portraits of Jiffy Star Child, thoughts in the creative process, and a whole lot more. Stuff like this.
Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a crumb of me.
It's not stage fright. It's feeling like you can pick your nose if you want to, you know? I mean, not that specifically, but that idea. Every once in a while, if I really want to, and it won't get clipped. Would you prefer that I stayed on screen in between songs? Even if I'm not interacting, you're just watching me move the keyboard around and turn lights on. I think I might feel okay about it if I'm on camera, if the bumper videos are still playing. Probably new people are gonna notice the big video and everyone else will be like, I've seen that big video 1,000 times. What is Tiny Kid doing that's embarrassing? I can't stop thinking about, I'm gonna be on camera non-stop now. I don't know if I can take this. I didn't set out to be a streamer where the camera's on all the time. I'm gonna have to make really good usage of the animation after the song ends. The one moment when I'm not gonna be on screen, I'm gonna just do crazy dances and make faces and just get it all out, you know?
Thanks for those calps. Titles, Soda, I wonder when you need it. Pete, the end of the line. Broom's Reflections on the Lava. And Jazzy, Night Races. I used some titles as lyric inspiration. Booster Boy, Muty didn't fit the mold. I took mold. Booster Boy, I took My Vibrations Are Just Weird. I think I changed it to real though, right? And Brother Meteorical, My Face is My Energy. Oh, thank you, Soda. Thank you so much. Big donation from Soda. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, I appreciate it, thank you. Honor for Soda. Thank you, Soda. Oh, and Hader and Dremia. Let me shout out a few more titles. Thank you, Soda. Thank you. A bodybuilder to be Stongneck with Now You're Eating Oranges. Bodybuilder to be Stongneck is so good. I'm Only a Big Child. Walk to the melody or run to the beats. Booster Boy, Face Vibrations. Pete Mouse, is odd even real? Pierre, well, I am. Ha. Ozaki, investigative, what am I saying? Investigative journalism. Jazzy, sometimes you can't even. Sometimes I can't odd. Brother Meteorical. James and Bond. Oh, we need another drum loop. Is there anyone who hasn't gotten a drum loop? And we need a bunch of drum fills. We're out of drum fills. Can we get a bunch of drum fills and someone who hasn't had a drum loop yet? We need at least 9 drum fills. I checked the weather just now. It's even worse than it was 3 hours ago. Originally it was going to start right at showtime, the rainstorms. Now it's going to start 4 hours earlier and go even longer. But there's no way that we're going to have 8 hours of rain in the desert. 8 hours? I mean, that would be very, very bad. Flooding wise. Do y'all hear there's forest fires in Siberia? That's really scary. Like, okay, Australia and, you know, the Southwest where it's dry and hot all the time, but Siberia? So it says, yeah, the peat stays smoldering under the ice all winter. The permafrost is melting. Okay, let's see. Do we have our drum fills? Yes, good. And Jazzy's named it Night Races. Night Races. Has anyone streamed from an RMT, what is it, It's really easy to do RTMP from OBS, right? Should I do that? Or is that a gamble? I probably should turn off radio before I just Jazz's RTMP by default. I've just used the default Twitch setting, so I assume so. It's pretty standard, right? I set up this service called Lightstream that will protect if the stream dies temporarily when I'm outside. It doesn't switch screens. I'd have to pay for a more premium service for that capability. So you'll just cut to black. You'll just see the ETC Kid name or something. Milestones. Pete, 25th drum fill. I wonder if there's a umbrella here. I'm already holding a selfie stick. Maybe instead of a selfie stick, I should just use an umbrella, and get clamps to the umbrella. So no matter what, I'm ready to go. Although, no, that wouldn't work because, that would not work. Jazz is a program to be. So yeah, there's a plugin that will do that, Jazzy. It's called NoObs. But I would need to set up a bunch of stuff to do it. I don't know if I can spend the time. I mean, ideally, I think, well, probably the best thing would be to get one of the premium services. In terms of stability. Because it'd be a bump. My worry about the Tubi option is if something goes wrong and I'm unable to reach Tubi. I need to set up a VPN or something. I mean, is that what I mean? Or a way, what's the term? To access. I used to use TeamViewer, but now they charge an insane amount of money for it. Pete's 25th drum fill. So, how do the polls work? So you can do polls on Twitch now, right? Built into Twitch, you can, Jazzy. So it has to be a mod, right? A mod can do it. Or the streamer, I assume, is how it works. I know people do it on our channel, right? But I never see it because of the way my thing's set up. Oh, typing poll. We already have a poll command that does something different, or it used to do something different. Oh, slash poll. Okay, yeah. Oh, let me do it. I just want to see how it works. Can you do it from mobile? Do you know? What should I ask? Oh yeah, hydrate, thank you. Yeah, I've not been drinking enough water. You can allow additional votes. Isn't that just perfect for our political system? It just reflects our current political system, doesn't it? You can pay for more votes. Yeah, I see the interface. You can use points or you can use bits. Let's see. Question. Let's see. What should we ask? I just want to see how it works. So let's see. It doesn't matter what I write, does it? But now I feel like I need to ask something of value. Okay, let's. Okay. There's your poll. Let's see how it works. So question is, can I see that on mobile? I do. I should have tried to set it up on mobile because that's the key thing. How do I end the poll? What, does it not allow me to end it? Does anyone know how do I end the poll? Is there a command? Oh, as a timer. So it just ends itself. Oh, that's annoying. You can't make it end sooner? I'm not a patient person. Oh, right, it asked me how long. Oh, yeah, it did. Yeah, there was a little drop box. I didn't pay attention to that. Yeah, okay. So I can set a time limit. Okay, that's good to know. Hey, Nick. Oh, I've just never done a poll before. I wanted to see how it works. So it really doesn't, it's not important. It's not going to decide anything. Soda says reading is hard. Yes, it is. I disabled buying votes. Did it end? Poll ended. Oh, yeah. 3 people said the Beatles, 2 said Rolling Stones. Okay, and what happens if I unrecognized command poll? It didn't work. I guess I can't do it from mobile. Yeah, I can't. Oh, that's annoying. So I cannot make polls from mobile. No, I did the right slash, and then I thought I did the wrong slash, so that's why I did the wrong slash. I did it right at first, but yeah, you can't do it. Can't do it on mobile. Doesn't allow it. Unrecognized command, it says. Well, I guess I could ask someone to do it. You know, I was thinking about, we're in this situation where sometimes we need mods, but I've been really hesitant to add more mods because I feel like there are so many people on this channel that have been around for a really long time that'd be great mods. And I just feel very uncomfortable trying to choose. You know, I don't want, because it's, because there's literally there's probably 20 people who have been been key part who could be mods, at least. The problem is we have so few viewers right now that the risk is it can be very off-putting if you go into a small stream and everybody's a mod. So I was thinking about the idea, Bruce's, who says you've made us all mods. I was thinking about the idea of, because I've already have this capability in Tubi, is that basically we have a lot of people as mods, but basically when you show up, nobody's modded when the show starts. So it's whoever the mods that do arrive can mod themselves. They run mod command, a Tubi command, Tubi mods them. And that way, if people show up and there's already 2 people who have the mod, have the sword, then that's all we need. But it's just not good for a channel to have too many mods in chat all at the same time. when there's not a lot of viewers, it can be, it can be a little it starts to feel exclusive, Anyway, I don't know why I just thought of that. Nick says there's a streamer makes everyone mod. I think I saw that. Yeah, I don't know if that would work as well for our kind of channel though. Uses what if you had mod as I'm muting mods for that stream. The stream where everyone's mods. That must have, I wonder if that was an issue for Twitch. It's the kind of thing where, when you code something, you don't think, well, this channel's going to have 5,000 mods. And it seems obvious, right? In retrospect, of course, you want anything to be scalable. But sometimes when you're coding, you don't really realize that something needs to be scalable and you don't plan for it. And then suddenly that streamer has 10,000 mods and all of Twitch crashes. It must be multiple streamers must do it, because I think I saw it was an IRL streamer that I saw that I think that did it. Focus is 1,000 people creating polls at the same time. Yeah. Okay, first beat is for dual. You want to hear NCH, Nick? Sure. Okay, and then here's Pete. Here's we got our beats. Check out our sounds. Ozeki Pluck DX bass. That's not it. You're down just 21 sounds, Soda, unmarked. So do you grab the new sounds? Or do you scrape Are you scraping the sound page, or how is that? How do you do it? Or you're looking especially for the old ones. You want the old, that's right. You're not looking for the new ones. Two years ago, 3,000, yeah. So you're looking for those originals. I realize there are some later ones that may have are dated from 2016, but might not have been on the page immediately. Jazzy Steinway Grand Piano 2. Jazzy with Rowdy Sound. And Broom's Big Legs Greg. Soda Soft Pad 2. And then Soda Psychotic Bits. Is this true everywhere? Is the weather? I could still drive like 3 or 4 hours to places with no rain. Do I? That seems insane to do though. 6 or 7 hours round trip just to escape the rain. These people here find 45 minutes are a big deal. And I don't like driving at all. I'm very lucky to have somebody who's willing to let me borrow their vehicle to do this. He says you can drive across half the country here in 45 minutes. Jazz, this guy doesn't like driving, is dead set on getting a van, the irony. I know. You have to make sacrifices in life though, that's the thing, right? Compromise. Until Tubi can drive. How far would it be to go to Colorado? Is there anything in Trinidad, Colorado? also be like 4 hours, 3 hours, 3.5 hours, something. Long ways. 4.5 hours, 5 hours, 3 hours. Have you all heard of Four Corners? It's where, what are the states? Utah, Colorado, and Arizona, and Nevada, right? They all meet. So theoretically, you could be on 4 states at once. I feel like I should do a show from 4 states simultaneously. Jazz is New Mexico, your own state. But it's raining in New Mexico, that's the problem. Or it's going to rain tomorrow. Let's see, okay. No, I would much prefer not to have to go any far. I'm just trying to escape the rain. Nick's named their sound Deep Tides Afar. Oh, Unigeek. Thanks for the sub. Thank you. 2 months. Thank you so much. Oh, the 4 corner. I see what you mean. I see you, Jazzy. I get it. Hey, Slan. Okay. Let's end this bow. It's a tie. Let's break this tie. Calamity has chosen. Jazz is one of the few times it rains. You're looking okay. I know. I love the rain. I love it. It's so sad. I just need that umbrella that goes down all the way to the ground. That would solve my problem. Big legs, Greg. No, but we're in serious drought, so we need the rain. I just need to protect this gear that I might want to return for a refund. Here we go, time to etceterate.
looking out the window at all the times from far ago. The time and all the clouds singing oh so loud as the wind leaves you. Changes in the time, changes in my rhymes, all don't stay the same. You slow the rain, slow the night, try to live here without a fight. Stand still. When the night stands still. When the night stands still. And everyone has had their fill.
Hi, if this is your first time watching, welcome. I'm the Etc. Kid. What you just heard was improvised entirely from scratch, meaning I was making it up as I went along, but I got a ton of help from chat. Chat shows all the sounds I was using, the speed of the music, the drum rhythms were generated from people's usernames. So if you want to get involved, the easiest way to do that right away is type !drums in chat for a chance to be a drum rhythm on an upcoming song. But that's only the beginning. There's many different ways to participate and share your creativity. You can help name all the songs we created on the show. You can help write the script of our channel's bot. We have fun community projects on our Discord. So it might seem a little overwhelming at first. We got a lot going on, but if you stick around, you'll have it all figured out super fast. So welcome to the Etceterati.
If you've been enjoying the music today, we actually release every live show as a live album on Bandcamp. None of the talk, just the music. There's liner notes with credits for everyone who made requests on the songs or named one of the songs. You can pre-order it at any point during the show. Or if you feel like you might want a lot of the shows we're doing, you can become a Bandcamp sub. And as a Bandcamp sub, you can download every new album we release, which at this point is about this many albums a month or more. Not only that, as an added bonus, you can download a certain number of albums from the archives. So let me know if you have any questions about how it works, and know that this is one of the best ways to support what we're doing here.
Things move pretty fast in ETC world, but you can keep up on everything on the Instagram, the Twitter, the Facebook, the YouTube, the Discord. You'll find fun content like what you're about to see.
Thank you. Thanks for those scalps. Titles. From where'd it go? Of Fulcrum Tales, Conclusion, and then Nick, Cry Above the Harmonies, So It's a Small Thing, and Pete, Time versus Space. I use a bunch of titles as lyrics. Booster Boy, Changes in Time. Booster Boy, Slow Rain and Time Stood Still. Broom's Windows to the Soul, I Took Window. Jazzy, Nighttime Stood Still. Pete, Time in the Clouds. Hey, Life is on Mars. Let me shout out a few more titles. Nick, Basil and Time. So the robot went in that direction. Broom's Slightly Askew Sausages. Booster Boy, Slow Rain or Changes in Time. Pete, Time Direction Alignment. Jazzy Nocturna. And Brother Muty, Umbrella Fitzgerald. That's a great name. Umbrella Fitzgerald. Sorry, I'm just suddenly thinking about the life of an umbrella. You know, umbrellas are these things that we just forget about most of the time. Unless we live in a rainy climate, you know, but most of the time it's just waiting, you know? They're like a fire station, you know? fortunately, they don't have to fight that many fires, so they just have to be ready. I'm just thinking about the personality now of different umbrellas. I guess some umbrellas probably are just waiting for that moment to serve their purpose. But other umbrellas get used to just being in the closet and just relaxing. He says pun on Ella Fitzgerald. Oh yeah, I did not get the pun. As you probably noticed, yeah, I didn't get it. It's good. I didn't get it. I just take everything literally. Thanks so much, Jazzy. Thank you. Umbrella Fitzgerald. Chad, what percentage of puns do I get, do you think? Do you think it's like 30% or 60%? How bad am I? Pete says, why do firefighters do overnight shifts while police officers just stay to 10? I don't know anything about shifts. Nick says, Anne Frank is cited for, quote, laziness may appear attractive, but work gives satisfaction. Yeah, I don't know how to, I don't do well when I'm not busy. That's not good. It's not good for my brain. I gotta stay busy. Jazz says about 37%. Pete says 10%. Am I that bad, Pete? 10%? Probably every single title that has ever been is a pun. I just don't realize it. Jazz is a lot of sound names, yeah. Pieces I find puns very difficult in a different language. Well, you have me though. I find puns difficult in my given language. He says, I think 80% of my titles are puns. I feel like Muty, when you started titling, you didn't do that many puns, right? Didn't you sort of evolve? Or did I just get better at identifying your puns? Nix, is there a rule against titling in foreign languages? I mean, the thing about foreign languages is just it makes it difficult for mods. It won't be auto-modded, but it's just the reason it's a rule is we've definitely had it. Many streams have had it where some people will come in and they're writing a foreign language and the mods don't know, and sometimes it's really bad stuff they're writing, so it's just difficult. So yeah, it's only because of Jazz, I think we all did, but I think it's because we all tend to be on our best behavior in new environments till we see how wacky everyone is and we feel better about wacky. Brother Me says, I did them, but I was wide-eyed and scared, so they were more hidden. I always loved puns and wordplay your whole life. Nick says, I mean specifically for titles. I think it's for though. You know, Nick, I think since you're a long-standing member, I think it would be fine, you know. But I'm going to have to Google them before I approve them, though, still, just to make sure. I need to know what I'm approving. You know, is it trust but verify? Have you heard that? Isn't that a Ronald Reagan quote? Trust but verify. I definitely get titles sometimes where I don't know one of the words, and I'll Google it. I'll check You know, or it'll be a name, and I'm not sure if it's who it is. If I'm setting myself up for a bad situation. But I've definitely wet some. Every once in a while, I'll get lazy and I'll let things go through, and then later I'll think, that was a mistake that I wet that through. Because now it's there permanently. Let's end this poll. And it's Soda with It's a Small Thing. It's a small thing. Thank you, Soda. Nick says Susan Massey was the one who taught Reagan it was a Russian proverb, trust but verify. Oh, good night, Pete. Have a good one. Take care. Okay. Our show was live from the Tree of Life. I talked too much. We did 4 tracks, half the speed, Mumble Your Language, Night Races, and It's a Small Thing. Thank you, Jazzy. Music is happening tomorrow. Yeah, rain or shine. I think mentally I just got to do it no matter what. But I may be sitting in a car streaming tomorrow since the weather is or it will go from a walking stream to a sprinting stream as it starts raining and I'm sprinting trying to protect everything. I think the camera is it water resistant? Body alone is splash proof and freeze proof with waterproof housing. I do have the waterproof housing, but unfortunately you can't access the cables obviously, so it won't work. Oh, thank you, Nick. Is the piano alchemy? No, the piano was from the piano is just the sampler that's built into Logic. Yeah. It's called EX24. It's Logic Pro sampler. Let's do our thank yous. Our superstar mod, Tubi. Tubi, you were brave. Hold down the fort on your own.
Ah, you're too kind.
I'm gonna miss you tomorrow, Tubi. I'm not gonna be able to have you with us on tomorrow's stream. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
It's okay. Thanks so much to Soda. And Ozeki, thank you for the support. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And thanks to Fulcrum Tales for the cheer. Thanks to Anonymous Gifter for gifting a sub to Fulcrum Tales, and Fulcrum Tales for turning around and gifting a sub to Nasty Nate. 15 months for Ozeki, 2 for Unigeek. Thank you. Thanks to our lurkers and chatters. These 18 names you see on screen, how they're named, our current tour, named our venue, named one of our songs, made a request on one of the songs. We featured Muffin, Banjo Fox, Booster Boy 83, Broom 17, Brother Meteor Oracle, Duo, Fulcrum Tales, GD Bill, Hug Queen LD, JazzyEagle, Kivet 58, Nasty Bacon Man, Ozeki, P Mouse, Pierre TV, Ratty Sugar, Wastelist 4800, and wow, Soda. Let's roll our subcredits. Oh, thanks so much, Falcrum. Thank you. Thank you. Donation from Falcrum. Falcrum writes, thanks for the session. I really needed something like this tonight. Well, thank you. It's wonderful having you here with us. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I hope I'll see as many of you as possible tomorrow for our first ever outdoor stream, mobile stream. Mobile stream. Either outside or in a car or a combination thereof. I will not be driving though if I'm streaming. That is not safe. I don't have any way to mount the camera anyway. So I'll just have to sit in the car and we'll watch the rain. It's off schedule. It's gonna be normal start time. Yeah. Yeah. If tomorrow is not a disaster, if I think it's a reasonable, good experience for me and for y'all, then I will probably do one on Tuesday and Wednesday as well, and Monday. I will probably do these almost every day for the next 30 days. Except when we have music shows. So 4 days a week, outdoors, 3 days music shows. Because I spent an insane amount of money on a month's worth of internet, and I want to get my money's worth. I mean, there's no way I can get my money's worth. It is so expensive, but I want to, you know, and I've got 30 days. Well, I've got less than 30 days for some of this gear, but I need to, you know, if it's not going to be, if this is not the right time to do this, I need to return that gear. So I want to use it as much as I can. But hopefully it'll all work out and I can keep the gear. Thanks, Muty. Thank you so much. Let's see. But it's going to be, I haven't had time to plan that much. I mean, to brainstorm that much. It's not, I don't have anything planned. But I'm hoping it's going to be an interactive experience, you know, not just a sort of. Oh, it definitely will not be a passive walking outside kind of thing. That would be boring for me. So I'm looking forward to hopefully lots of fun interactive things for us to do. Shout out, all right. But I want to do some improv that is inspired by things that's in chat. I think we'll do some, I want to do some just creative brainstorming, maybe fictional type brainstorming. We can do some creative workshop stuff maybe. We can, you know, I'm sure hopefully there'll be interesting things. I mean, you know, it's not like walking in a city, so we're not going to have random people walking up to us, but, well, we might. But hopefully there'll be visual things that'll be inspire some cool conversations too. Oh, and there's sounds. We got Soda gave some sounds. Let me do those. For Fulcrum Tales GBH. Oh, did I already do GBH? Wait, why do I have piano going to? That's weird. So Fulcrum Tales, if you're still here, you can name this sound. And if you're not here, you can do it next time you're here. And then Soda gave this sound to Pete, and Pete will have to name it. I think Pete is gone, so Pete will name it next show, MBH. So Fulcrum Tales, you may have received a whisper from our bot with instructions. But Jazzy just explained how to do it. You can, yeah. Thank you, Jazzy. Thank you. Here is Pete's sound. And then Soda has a sound, BGH. of so many sounds would be good for soundtrack stuff. Soda's name the sound. First Contact. That's, yeah, Soda, that was yours, yeah. I think it may be that for the first hour or so, I might just need to be stationary, somewhat stationary, because I'm worried I won't be able to see chat. I was talking about that earlier today, or yesterday. If it's, because it's going to be bright, the sun will still be pretty high in the sky. Oh, I got to remember, I can't forget, I need to have a special to-do list for these. I need to bring suntan lotion, not what is it? Sunblock, yeah. Sunblock, that's very important. Jazz, if it's supposed to rain, yeah, that's a good point, yeah. So hopefully it almost rains, but doesn't. Hey, Megs. We're just ending, but I'm hyping up tomorrow's stream, which it's supposed to rain all in the whole upper part of New Mexico. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to stream no matter what. Normal time. But I may have to be in the car, or I may have to sit under a tree, but there are no trees. Well, I don't know where I'm going. I'm not sure where I'm going yet. So I mean, I want to go somewhere relatively close to a highway or city so that there's cell towers, Otherwise, there will be no stream. Don't really have a choice. There's limitations. Oh, it's been a while. We got to raid Bubble Puppets. I haven't seen them on in several years. Love Bubble Puppets. We're raiding Bubble Puppets. Legendary Bubble Puppets. Muty knows Bubble Puppets. Anyone else in chat seen Bubble Puppets? Oh, thank you. Legendary Bubble Puppets. Thank you so much. Muty knows Bubble Puppets. Thank you so much, Brucos. Oh, Brucos. Thank you so much. Huge donation, Brucos. Get us the goal of the day. Thank you so much, Brucos. Honor for the Brucos. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh, Fulcrum named a sound in honor of Brucos. Thanks, Fulcrum. Thanks so much, Brucos. Thank you. You know what I might try to do for the second outdoor? You know what? I have an old, does any guitar players in chat know the pod? You know what a pod is? I got a pod many years ago, not for a guitar. I don't know why I got it. But it has a bunch of effects in it, and it has a headphone jack and it has outputs. So I could bring a pod and I could play Melodica through it and have some reverb, That might be really nice to do just for like a minute or two. Oh, but then I need a microphone. Do I have a little microphone that could... Wow, but thanks, Brucos. Thank you. It really means a lot. Thank you so much. Jazzy and Bax, you had one? Oh, I need an adapter. I need to go from 1/4 inch to 1/8 inch. Or is it, what is it? What is that? Yeah, it's either it must be 1/8 inch. I must have one of those. I mean, I know I used to have those. Do I still have one? Bags of those usually adapters. Well, you know, it used to be way easier back in the day when there were Radio Shacks. You know, nowadays finding adapters. I mean, that's a common. You're right. That's a pretty common one. But yeah, it used to be so much easier to. I'm actually sort of a connoisseur of adapters because I've got myself out of so many jams with adapters. I got a whole fishing tackle box right here. This has so many adapters in it. Well, I'm not going to try to open it, but anyway, someday we'll have a show and tell from the fishing tackle box. Muse, that's such a 1970s goer. Yeah. Bax says you never know. It's adapters. Yeah, if you're doing anything audio-wise, you never can have too many adapters. Oh, and I just saw Brucos' note. Bruco says, can't have an unmet Saturday evening goal. Thanks again. Thank you. Thank you. Booster Boy says, fishing myself for the content is different. You know, Booster Boy, I've seen there's a bunch of fishing IRL streams. One of the biggest IRL streams I've seen is they're out on a fishing boat, I think. I've actually never seen them fishing, but they're out on the water and they have 800 viewers or something. What are they called? But every time I'm on, I've seen them. It's just there's two guys on a boat and then just the blue water behind them. But then I think they might be on the ocean or something. I don't know. But there are some. But I saw some in fresh water. Okay. Raid prep, raid channel. What's that mean? Okay, thanks everybody. Thank you for our shows this week, hanging out with me. I hope I'll see you tomorrow. And again, I'm planning on trying to do as many of these outdoor streams as I can, assuming I like doing them for the next couple weeks. So I might not update the schedule, but just know, I mean, I'll do like a Discord and a tweet and stuff or something, just so you know. But if you can't make tomorrow, there's a good chance I'll do some outdoor stuff on Thursday, Friday. I mean, what am I talking about? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So, oh yeah, happy vacation, Jazzy. So yeah, and I think I'll do them always at normal show time. Because in part, because it's just too hot anyway to do it in the middle of the day, and I'd rather just keep a schedule. So, okay, thanks everyone. Let's do this raid. The amazing bubble puppets. Are they? I hope they're still going. Are they still going? They're awesome. We're gonna raid bubble puppets. Okay, I'll see y'all soon. Let me get this raid started. Let me start triggered. Okay. Thanks, everyone. Take care. I'll see you soon.